Hello, my bookish beauties! I have read another book for the 2015 reading challenge. This one was a book with antonyms in the title, and I read Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty. This book! I don't even know where to start. This book was just amazing. It was basically a mystery book, except you don't know what the crime was or who the victim of the crime was, so the mystery itself is kind of a mystery. The book starts out with someone, and we don't know if it's a reporter, a cop, a detective, who it is, talking to people that have information about this situation that has taken place. The book takes place in a small little town in Australia, and it focuses around the lives of 3 kindergarten moms and their families. The plot of the book is the 5 months that lead up to this crime and everything that happens in the meantime, which basically all sort of pile onto themselves and lead up to the crime that happens at the end. But all of these characters, oh my goodness. There are a lot of characters in this book, but this is not one of those books where you're going to have trouble keeping them straight. Every single one of the moms and their families was so unique. Their character voices was just amazing. I love the way this woman writes. I want to write like her. It was so good. It was funny and sort of like sassy, snarky in a way, but at the same time there were a lot of really serious issues. Like, really serious issues, but just the way it was handled and talked about, it was scarily realistic at times, like heartbreaking and devastating realistic, but the way that she handles it and the way that the characters come through it was just amazing. This book was just so good. By the time we find out what the crime was and who the victim of the crime was, you almost don't even care because it's been so much about the characters and their stories and everything going on in their lives, and it just it covered so many important topics for women and for families and marriages, and it just, this was one of those books that pulled me in from the beginning and it never let me go. I gave it 5 stars. And you should know that I do not give out 5 stars easily. I reserve them for books that absolutely rock my world, that I just could not stop thinking about, that I didn't want to stop reading, that made me laugh, that made me cry, and this book definitely did all of that. By the time I got to the end, I was like screaming like, ah! And it just was, there were so many parts throughout this book that I was in my car just like cheering because I was listening to an audiobook, not because I was reading while I was driving. When things would happen to the characters, I just felt it. That's how a book should be. Even if you're not a huge mystery person, definitely should check out this book because it really wasn't your traditional mystery book. There was so much tension and suspense in this book. It just was all around amazing. Have you read this book yet? If not, you totally have to. Thanks for watching!